Okay, hey guys, so today I will be showcasing all the archetypes and all the game mechanics in the closed community game called Egoista. My last tutorial should have been this tutorial. I totally forgot that some new players don't even know how to trap the ball. So I will be showcasing all of those mechanics in this video, so newbies that want to go into pickups don't actually fumble, don't know how to play the game at all, and they're actually able to show that they're good and decent at the game and have a chance to enter the lore. That's all, so let me get started with the video right away. So to start things out, you first will see this when you open the game up. You will see this is called the loading screen. It'll say play, customize, server code, insert. Ignore all that stuff for right now and click customize. I'll give you 5 archetypes: striker, winger, midfielder, defender, and goalkeeper. I will be going all over all these archetypes. So first I will be going over striker. Target man, this archetype is mostly just like a borrow type, has plus 15 shield push and plus 30 shot power. It's pretty good for striker, and I would use it personally if I was a striker. Then secondly, we have a thing called goal poacher. It's more of a Shido type striker because it buffs volleys, bicycles, and headers. There's no mobility to this, but it's really good in box or like if somebody passes you the ball. False 9 is more of a Isagi type striker because they have a lot of stamina, they have decent speed, and they have volley power. This is really good if you want to be like a striker that helps out midfielder and helps out defense. Now the last one is just a Batra type of striker because of course it has a dribbling buff. Now secondly, we're going to go to winger. We have a wingback, which is actually a defender type of winger. It has decent speed, and actually no, it has really good speed, and it has some decent buffs. Traditional winger is actually the fastest archetype in game, and it has plus 5 shot power. Pretty decent. Then we have freestyler, which is actually just a winger type of dribbler. Then we have inverted winger, which is just kind of the worst. It's really bad. There's no upsides to it. I mean, it's kind of bad compared to the other archetypes of winger, but it might get a buff. Now for the third archetype, it will be midfielder. For midfielder, it's honestly like a combination, I guess, of all the archetypes in one. But here are the actual archetypes. First is attacking, which is just a dribbling type of midfielder. It's really good for dribbling. A box to box is honestly just a full mid. It's if you want to help the offense and the defense at the same time, because it has a lot of stamina. It actually has the most stamina in game, so it's really good for just helping offense and defense. Creative midfielder is just a team type of midfielder. Like they help their teammates a lot by passing, and yeah, those are their buffs. They buff passes. I mean, there's nothing really else to it besides really good at passing. Now we have Register, which is just a CDM, a center defense mid, because it has those defense buffs with the plus 5 slide distance. And yeah, if you want to play CDM, then go with that. Now for 4, we have defender. We have ball playing defender, which is a Aiku type defender because they usually stay on the offender or the striker to try to stop them and try to steal the ball from them aggressively. Then we have Libero, which is a kind of just a stay back type of defender. They don't really move a lot. They try to take the ball. They're also pretty aggressive, and they're decently fast. Now fullback is the fastest winger, and it's more of like a helping on offense and defense, but they stay more on defense. That is the best archetype of defender, I think. And then nonsense defender, I think is just a RU type defender because they have like header buffs and they also have a slide distance buff. So yeah. Now finally we have goalkeeper. I really don't play goalkeeper at all, so all I'm gonna say is that the best goalkeeper or the goalkeeping archetype that I've seen that's used the most is the sweeper keeper, and I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. But a sweeper keeper is actually the most used archetype of goalkeeper, and it's probably the best one because of its buffs. The other ones are kind of just like mid, and there no goalkeeper really uses them a lot. Now, as sweeper keeper, you could see it has 38 sprint speed with an acceleration of 2. The lower acceleration, the faster you speed up, and it has a plus 40 distance on goalkeeper dives. That's why it's so good and why goalkeepers use this the most, because it's a aggressive type of goalkeeper. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for archetypes. Now that you've seen all the archetypes, first you're gonna want to go back, and then you're gonna want to go back to customize, and then pick one out of those 5. Since I'm a midfielder, I'm gonna pick midfielder, and since I like attacking, I will pick attacking midfielder. Now it shows you a bunch of keys, a bunch of moves, and honestly, for the best, I would probably take a picture, and then while I'm doing the tutorial for everything, I would just like follow along with me. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to memorize these all, but if you want, you can. These keybinds, by the way, aren't the actual keybinds. These are my keybinds. They're I made them myself. They're not the actual keybinds. Now go back, press play, and then regular pitch. After you click on the regular pitch, you will spawn in a soccer-like pitch. But before that, I do want to say I am only showcasing game mechanics that are needed, not ones that are just extra. For example, dribbling. I will not be showcasing that. That is a different type of tutorial. Now that you're in the pitch, you're gonna try to spawn the ball with whichever key the spawn button is. Spawn the ball and then press the mag button. The mag button will catch the ball for you. It'll like attach the ball to you. Do you see how the ball is loose? Yeah, that's when you don't mag. Now that I have magged it, it's stuck to me. Now moving on to a defending type mechanic, it's called a poke. The poke button is usually R, and it's usually used for defenders against strikers. If a striker is trying to push on you or trying to dribble past you, you will use this key and it'll like take the ball away from them. Now moving on to the most important tip is running. It's the T when you spawn in, and running is probably the most important tip you're gonna ever need. Also, the change of direction. There's something called change of direction in this game, and each time you press A or D, if you hold W and then you press A or D, it's gonna slow you down. Now when you mag the ball, it's also gonna slow you down, but when you do the same thing, it's gonna slow you down even greater. The change of direction is just slow you down extremely. Now this is actually really important, because if you have the ball and you decide to just spam WASD, you're gonna slow down extremely, and the defenders are probably gonna get the ball. Now, I did want to showcase some dribbling moves, but of course I will be doing that in the dribbling guide instead of this guide, because I feel like this guide just doesn't fit like it. But I will include one, which is called a keepy up. Before that though, I did want to showcase something called body blocking. It's when you're in box it's able to body block. If you hold H, you get a little hitbox and it's able to stop all shots, though it does take your stamina. It's really good for stopping shots. So example, if somebody was shooting, you could stop it if they sent it to you. That's why it's so useful. Now tackling is, I think, the Q, but this is tackling. It's pretty much a poke, but like with more distance. It like boosts you a little bit. That's why it's really good. Now moving on to switching foots, as you can see, well, right above my stamina bar, it says left foot or right foot. When you spawn in, I'll say your dominant foot on the bottom right, and whichever foot that is, that's the foot you can constantly shoot with. Now this is the dribbling move I was talking about. It's called a keepy up. When you press B, it shoots the ball up kind of like a rainbow flick, like a rainbow flick, but it's not an actual rainbow flick. Now that's pretty much it for the newbies guide, and yeah, that is the newbies guide. But before all the newbies leave, I did want to say that I will be obviously dropping the Discord link below, and I really recommend doing pickups. Pickups help a lot if they're like organized well. And yeah, please just honestly keep trying to practice just by yourself and then do pickups. That's what I would recommend. And yeah, that's all. Bye.